fourth wall.
Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio post-show rewind for Raw for June the 3rd, 2024.
Yeah!
I am Tyler, the pro wrestling hipster. To my left or your right, depending on how you are oriented right now, is...
Hey guys, it's me, Caesar. We're sitting down discussing WWE Raw. What? Oh, that was a Patreon exclusive. That's screen switch.
But yes, folks, we are here to discuss Monday Night Raw. Before we get into the proceedings, I would like to give a shout out to our partner on the web, comicbookclick.com, comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio for all your comic book, pop culture, professional wrestling needs, live updates, lots of information, lots of articles, lots of fun. Make it your homepage. Check it out multiple times a day like we do, not because we're legally obligated to do so, but because we love it. But
yeah!
We are here to talk Monday Night Raw, and we are here to start with the main event of this evening. We saw Rey Mysterio taking on Damian Priest in the main event. Hey, by the way, just a random thing. At what point in time, did he stop being Rey Mysterio Jr. and it was just Rey Mysterio?
So it wasn't just me then.
SummerSlam 2002.
Wow.
Damn
it, John. Thank you. I was not expecting such a quick.
He's like, I'm ready for this.
I've been ready for this my whole life.
What? Okay. All right. Well, there we go. So it's been
1 week.
So 22 years almost. Wow, I'm really behind on the times. I still call him Rey Mysterio Jr. as a reflex most of the time, but Vince hates juniors. Oh, because he is one. Oh, it's self-loathing.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
We just cracked some oh, wow. Oh, well, we you know what? We're not here to Freud BKM right now. We're here to talk about Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio, the match they had tonight, the schmoz that happened after. Caesar, what do you think of tonight's main event?
I'm just trying to keep putting it in my head that Damian's actually champion. There's times
You forget. You forget.
There's times
a night.
And
it's there. He's got the belt. I see it.
Thank you, John. Just to clarify, he's champion and looks like he's out of it in the picture. There's times where he's riding the line of sometimes he's face, sometimes he's heel, sometimes I'm not sure. So overall, decent match for Gable, I'd say.
Okay.
I mean, okay. I wasn't expecting a 5-star tearing off the roof kind of thing, but
no, not out of Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio at the age he's at. It was very good. Rey put out a couple stops he doesn't do too often to the corkscrew plancha over the top. I was a little surprised to see him go that hard with that. It was they protected Rey and loss here, which I don't really know if that was 100% necessary.
No.
I don't think losing hurts Rey. I think kind of like when Shawn Michaels was at this point in his career, people expected him to lose. There's almost an element of at this point you become a main event level Brooklyn brawler. Your job is to make younger talent look good.
The reason I'm laughing is I actually watched a video about the Brooklyn Brawler from I can't remember what event it was, but he was talking to the crowd at an ECW event, and he was tearing everybody down. And then Kurt Angle showed up. That's why I'm laughing.
He is still owed a world title shot, but that is another story for another day. But but after the match, again, so obviously Damian Priest wins here. You do have to have your world champion win some goddamn matches. Like I said, Rey really didn't need protected like this, and then bam, we got Drew McIntyre attacking. Leading up to the finish of the match, we had LWO running around ringside, Judgment Day running around ringside.
Drew McIntyre ringside.
Drew McIntyre. It was like I said, it was chaos. It's old school feel there
in a very good way too. We need a bit of a what's this say?
He's it's not going to be hurt. You didn't need to protect him in that loss. It's like I said, going into this, I did not expect Rey Mysterio to win at all.
I'd be shocked. I'll be honest. I would have been shocked.
I would have been shocked. I was actually more shocked that he wasn't jumped backstage before the match happened and then had to be replaced by somebody else in the LWO.
It's because Adam Pearce was walking around ready to throw elbows
with a fucking baseball bat at this point. Like he's gonna go full Negan back there.
He's about to go on like a 5-year reign as world champion.
It's rough. It's getting rough. It's getting dangerous to work at Raw. It's not a safe environment at this point.
I'm afraid what episode he's just gonna just go through everyone like Braun Breaker.
I would pay like high level pay-per-view prices to watch Adam Pearce go on that kind of tear. I really would. Absolutely.
Knock on wood, it could happen.
I think we will actually see Adam Pearce in the ring at some point, but that is neither here nor there. Caesar, anything else on tonight's main event?
I'd say
after.
I'm not surprised that hell broke loose at the end of the night. You know, it's obvious that it's because they said Damian was saying, "I want everyone to prove why we run Raw. We're the big faction." Yada yada yada. And then of course,
I have this in my notes from that promo, which we'll talk about like as we go through the show. But like, Judgment Day cuts the same promo every week. We got to make them remember Judgment Day Raw. We got to make him remember. We got to make it. Fuck, like all you talk about is making him remember. When did they actually know it at this point? When did Judgment Day run Raw? Not since Ray has been gone.
What does kind of bug me is he puts the belt in the background when they're in the clubhouse. You'd think he'd be wearing it on his waist when they have like the segments in the clubhouse.
Yeah, agreed. At least have it there. Mac, it was explained in a backstage segment. Pierce stated that the only reason the match was happening was because Ricochet asked for it.
Mm-hmm. Learning a lot of kinesio tape too.
The fault of O'Shea.
You guys are talking about the clubhouse. Has it always been a random Raven's Roost reference behind them?
No.
One of their weird crate box things that they build their clubhouse with it's clearly marked Raven's Roost, and I was like, I
haven't noticed that before.
I was like, is that awesome. Like a joke amongst the production? Like that's what we're building here? But yeah, small thing.
If that leads to Raven coming back,
Raven God, that's a good question. I think he's fine, right? He's not like in trouble. He's not like one of the wrestlers who has like a bad story attached to him right now. He probably just
that one close call in the hotel room.
Oh shit, that's right, that happened.
Which led to the honky tonk man exclaiming, "Holy shit, Jerry Lawler did train you, didn't he?"
That's absolutely fucking honky tonk.
Yes,
didn't a few years ago they did the Table of Three and he was on there?
Was he really?
That pay-per-view show? Yeah,
that was a
cool pay-per-view. Show. I mean, the WWE Network, yeah.
Network show, yeah. But,
so I'm gonna guess he's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe that'd be pretty badass. I do like a smart guy.
Maybe he can get the clubhouse fixed.
It's like, guys, he's got money.
They'll pay for the roof and pay for a door so R-Truth can't get in.
Door lock. All righty. So, but nothing else on the main event for this evening, sir.
Shit went sideways. To the beginning we go. To the beginning,
to the top of the show. All right. So Monday Night Raw came
Monday
to
Night
us
Live.
tonight. Monday Night Live, is that what we're calling it now?
Came
to us from Hershey, Pennsylvania, the town created by John Hershey. Open, and we were in Hershey, Pennsylvania at the Giant Center. We opened up with Liv making her entrance out to the ring, which was one of the advertised points they made tonight, that Liv would make a statement tonight, hopefully regarding the kiss on the mustachioed dirty Dominik Mysterio last week. And she did. She went there. I gotta say, I think she's doing some good character work here, minus the random laugh that all heels seem to think is really cool, but really isn't, and needs to stop. It does, Mac. I've driven down it before. It's a beautiful scenery all the way. Okay, I don't know how to process that one, but we're going to keep going.
Liv Morgan. I love when Dom shows up to the crowd, just destroys him.
I just wanted to say this is one of the more sexually charged segments I've seen on a WWE show in a long time.
At 8 o'clock, like right off the rip. Like, it's not our week with the kids. I'm glad because it's summertime. School's out. I don't need the 7-year-old seeing that.
9 p.m. segment at best.
Yeah, right? Like,
or not at all.
Or not at all. No, it was like it was well done. So Dom comes out. Man, things get uncomfortable real quick. Dom is behaving the way like one of my dogs behaves when like they've taken something that they weren't supposed to, and you're calling them out on it, but they won't look you in the eye. But like, yeah, they're all doing such great work here. Like, this is some of the better facial expression work that Dom has done. I think Liv is killing it as this character. She's touching all over him, and just when you think Dom might succumb to the evil wiles of Liv Morgan, Finn Balor.
What do you think he's thinking when he got trapped in the corner?
Mommy's gonna kill me?
He's like
Dominik Mysterio versus his own hormones.
On a pole.
On a
pole.
Bro, on a pole. Bro. No.
Bro.
I'll be on a pole, bro. Yeah, this is I love it. Like, there's I'm a meme guy, and there's some absolutely lovely memeable images coming out.
Did you see the sign in the background in that segment? It's like Liv fears mommy or something like that. Liv fears Rhea. It's in the right in the background too. It's great.
Retired Becky Lynch. It's as good. Like, Liv's doing some good heel work, and I feel like they've tried with Liv multiple times to try to get her into her niche as a character. And I think she's starting to get there. I think she's really starting to rock and roll. Again, I'd love for her to quit doing the laugh that just gets interjected in
or
between.
Slow it down for a bit and like do it once in a while. Not every other word have a cringy laugh.
I feel like so many people have done it at this point. I just want it to stop. But like, I guess I'll take dialing it back, right? It is wrestling, yeah. But yeah, so Finn comes out to, break it up, to keep his boy from getting it. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it really is. It's, it really is. He domed him. I don't know. It's
he did him dirty.
He did. There you go.
He pulled the greatest moment of bro code that he could have. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This man's on live television making horrible mistakes. There are cameras everywhere. We should all have a friend as good as Finn Balor.
We should.
Oh, I got like 4 of them in my area, so I'm good. Or 3. But anyways, Monday Night Live.
Finn is the ultimate bro. Like, that's really what we've learned here. That's how that.
Finn Balor's the bro.
He is. But yeah, it was
sock hop.
What the hell's
the fuck is a sock hop?
I don't think it's Canadian. I don't think that's Canadian.
No, a sock hop was like a dance in like the 1950s. Like,
social.
Did you mean a soda shop?
Soda.
The year we living in. Deuce and Domino. Is this all a Deuce and Domino reference? Is that what we're going at with that? Yeah.
I don't know.
But great opening in-ring segment. Didn't go too long. I think it only went like 12 minutes, which is short.
Too long.
Raw. But yeah, it was good. Like, Dom looked so uncomfortable. Again, Finn stepping in to keep his buddy from getting in trouble. Solid work there. But moving backstage, we had Jackie Redmond interviewing Sheamus. Remember when they used to call Sheamus O'Shaughnessy? Remember that?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc. Great Scott Marty. Anyways.
But yeah, he was amping up his match with Ludwig Kaiser.
Amping up his banger.
Yeah, getting ready that banger after banger after banger. But that is
crowd
going to take us.
That too.
And that's going to take us to our opening bout. So the opening match tonight, Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. The bell rang 17 minutes into the hour. The action started before the bell rang. Like I said, if Raw can get its opening match off the ground before 20 minutes after 8, I'll be happy with it. But yeah, so we had Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser opening tonight. Great match, hard-hitting match. Again, Sheamus's chest just always looks so bloody awful at the end of pretty much every match he has. But Kaiser picks up the win here in 14 minutes. Again, they're they really kind of protected Sheamus more than he needed to here. They seem to be doing this a lot now. I don't know why. Like, Sheamus can lose and it not destroy him at this point in his career.
I'll give them this. As much as they protected Sheamus during the match, I thought the finish was quite right to the point. He worked on Sheamus's leg for the entire match, and then when he got the opportunity, he just kicked him in it. He won.
It was brutal. There were a couple of those kicks looked really nasty too. So I can give him props for telling the story with that, but it felt similar to what they were doing with Orton at the pay-per-view last weekend, where it's like, oh, his knee gave out and he couldn't win for that reason. I don't know.
At least he got pinned. I'll say
that's true. His shoulders were on the mat.
He put his shoulders on the mat, and it's not like they fucking left it as a mistake. They brought it up on TV like 3 times already. Randy hasn't lost. I mean, Randy didn't lose.
Do you kind of feel like they had to? Because like it was really fucking obvious. Like it would have been so insulting to the audience if they didn't acknowledge it, but they didn't need to acknowledge it over and over and
over. I agree. Kaiser has 0 body fat. Agreed. Very jealous. That's how I got Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Lucky
true.
Guy. I mean, Tiffy time.
But yeah, it was it was a good solid opening match. Again, hard hitting. And it did make Ludwig look pretty strong here, which is good. Because I personally think Ludwig could do some big things down the road. Really more once he gets away from the shadow of the ring general. And then, exactly. That's what he needs to get away from. I was a little disappointed that he didn't do it last week.
He's saving it for special occasions. That's why.
Right. He's only going to that one out for the big shows. But going backstage, we had one of our 73 Judgment Day.
Not 74. 73.
I counted. Exactly. We had our Judgment Day segment, which again, like I said earlier, this is the one where it's like, it's the same thing. It's like, remind them who runs Raw. Like I don't know, man. Like they're just kind of spinning the wheels with the Judgment Day at this point. I'm sure that Rhea's injury is slowing down whatever they had planned.
If they had anything planned.
I think they had something planned. I just don't think it was what we're at right now because I think her injuries were wrenching to that.
The one thing I will say they could do, I'm not saying that we should save them by doing this, is they could do segments in the arena. They could go into Adam Pearce's office. They could be dicks to other wrestlers. Just something, not the same. We're in the corner in the clubhouse, and
well, I mean,
Judgment Day.
It's like later, one of their later segments, they had they were telling Carlito to go talk to Pierce to get booked a match with Braun Strowman, which we'll talk about later. But I would have rather seen that interaction with Carlito and Adam Pearce, because that's not an interaction I get to see a lot on the screen. Mm-mm. I would have rather seen that part of it and have Carlito been like, Brief kind of made me come in here. If you don't want to give me the match, that's okay. I would have rather seen that side of it. But yeah, they need to mix it up with what they're doing with the Judgment Day, because I'm it's running out of steam, man. It's running out of steam. Like you said, it's part of it is just
hell.
They're a little chilled off. The most exciting thing about Judgment Day right now is the Liv Morgan, Dominik Mysterio stuff.
That's the sad part. They could be dicks and go sit in the skybox and be like, nah, we don't want to be down there with those guys. We're Judgment Day. We'll hang up here where we want, be the rich kids kind of thing. Something.
And shouldn't their clubhouse be the champions locker room at this point?
Have a door?
That lock.
Oh, and a roof. We have a roof.
And, yeah, they need a roof. That's not fair.
What is this, Fresh Prince?
Oh my God. Good callback.
Thank you. I'm here till the show's over.
All right, but before our next in-ring match, we did have another backstage segment. Ricochet was taping up his ribs. Good God, he used all the tape on his ribs tonight.
I can confirm that's probably about half a roll.
Fair enough. Yeah, O'Shea was he was ready.
This shit actually works pretty well, just so you know.
I've heard good things.
I have 10 rolls in my house, in different places and different colors too.
Just so you can get them whenever you need to get them. But
anyways,
But he was back there. He was back there getting all taped up, getting ready to roll. And he was approached by Ilya Dragunov, who was warning him about how dangerous Bron Breakker is and can be. And Ilya would know. Ilya tangled with him more than a couple times down in NXT. And
as a champion too, right?
Yeah. But Ricochet was kind of blowing it off, like more like, he doesn't know what he's got coming to Ricochet. So, so that would come later in the night. But up next, after a video package showing the audience what Dragon Lee was capable of, we had Dragon Lee of the LWO taking on Finn Balor with JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. Farquaad at ringside. Woo! There is only one Dragon Lee. That is accurate. That is accurate. The shadows on Finn Balor's abs are insane.
Okay, but did you notice how JD McDonough spit a bunch of water out into the air right as Finn opened his fucking mouth? I would slap the shit. I was furious for him. Why would you spit all that fucking water out? This is not even your entrance. What are you doing?
COVID still exists, motherfucker.
Why?
Come on.
Why are you syncing to my music? Like, what are we doing here?
You punched him backstage, probably.
Like he's Triple H or some shit. And he's got a big ass head. A lot of water can fit in there.
Find out next episode how much water can fit in there.
17 ounces.
Hold on. I got a math.
Do you guys not do ounces in Canada?
No.
Oh.
No. Okay, so the equivalent of a bottle of soda, as you guys would call it.
Well, who are you saying? What do you mean, you guys? What do you mean, you people?
What the fuck is it called? It's a bottle of fucking soda.
Oh, John, I'm in pop territory, man.
Get the fuck out of here. I would literally lick a scrotum before I call it pop. What the fuck?
I can make it worse. Like,
oh God.
Caesar doesn't know states because he's in Canada. But John, I'm from West Virginia, and they call everything fucking Coke, man. Like,
that's so weird. That's so weird because that's a name brand. Like that's like calling everything Nintendo. That's all Nintendo.
That's what my mom did.
Like it's 1984 and games just came out. They're all Atari.
In the 2000s, every single alt band my mom heard was Rob Zombie to her.
You see? Right? What are you going to a malt shop after school too?
Dude, Mac, we do Buggy also in West Virginia. They also say Buggy there. So
ridiculous.
It really is.
I just call it by its name brand. Can I please have a Fanta or a Pepsi or a Coke?
Just call it a beverage.
Yeah, like people be like, "Oh, can I get an orange Coke?" I'm like, "That's not a thing that exists."
So you asked for orange Coke. Do you want Sunkist? Do you want Crush? I'm not sure. Like,
this is a new episode.
Call it by its name brand. Don't embarrass yourselves.
And that was John with weather.
But Finn Balor picks up in here. After the match, they went to beat the hell out of Dragon Lee. But this was interrupted by Braun Strowman, who walked out to his music with Rey Mysterio.
One big slob.
I
couldn't unsee it when I first saw that.
God, Braun Strowman. He's a cartoon character, and he reminds me of an era of wrestling in WWE that, like, I don't have the fondest memories of overall. Why is Braun there? We have Bron Breakker. We don't need Braun Strowman. We already have the better of the two Brons.
We're gonna have one of them change the name to like Bob.
Like maybe stop putting Braun Strowman into situations where he has to run after someone when he looks so fucking goofy when he runs.
Looks like he's like limping.
He looks like it's hard for him to run. Like, which it might be. He's a really big dude.
Like the way it was like 320.
Like his joints probably fucking hurt, man. But stop doing that. Like, you didn't make the Great Khali fucking chase after people. Because he would have looked fucking dumb doing it. You don't make Big Show chase after people.
Doing moonsaults.
I heard Big Show actually used to be able to do a moonsault. I don't know if that's true or if that's just like one of those.
We need video of that.
They didn't make Big Show chase after people, but they did shoot him down with tranquilizers and shave his head on national television. So I'm not sure which one is worse, honestly.
Probably the prank.
He did have to jump on his father's coffin as it was being pulled through the cemetery by the big boss man. Heels used to be evil.
Actually evil, not just bitchy.
Keep in mind, the big boss man also fed a man his dog.
I don't remember that one, so you would.
Yeah, he fed Al Snow pepper. Not really. It didn't actually happen. It wasn't real.
You never know.
But,
this is wrestling.
Did you not know this happened, Caesar?
No.
It's horrifying.
Yeah, it was awful.
Really? That's
I
crazy.
knew about the big boss man, but I never actually was like too in that era. I was like the tail end. So.
Oh wow. Well, yeah, he definitely fed a man his own dog.
I mean, I know.
It was a SmackDown backstage segment. So if this is what backstage segments used to be like,
I remember the hotel room. They were in a hotel.
Now
room.
We've got Judgment Day's clubhouse
without a door.
Yeah, I used to be feeding dogs to people. Yeah, and then it led to one of the worst matches ever, Kennel in a Cell, which was a Hell in a Cell that had rabid dogs surrounding the ring, but they were so scared by the crowd, all they did was piss and shit everywhere.
I heard something about that one.
It was just so bad. It was so bad.
I've seen those like how this happened kind of videos about wrestling matches, so that might have been in there.
Yeah, it was
the big show and William Regal thing.
But yeah, so out comes Strowman, and bada bing, bada boom, they do cartoony things.
Isn't this? Oh no, wait, that's later. Never mind. Sorry, that's later.
Backstage once again, Priest was angry, saying that he thought the Strowman situation would have been dealt with by now, but it's okay. And that's when he started Carlito to go tell Pierce that he wanted a match with him. So as he took off there, Carlito was left alone in the clubhouse with no door or a lock, and was approached by R-Truth, who said being part of Judgment Day was some of the best years of his life.
I know, that was great. Best years.
Yeah. Best years. And and so then out comes beside him, The Miz, and basically says, what do you mean they're the best years? We're tag champs, it's the best years now. But that'll take us to Sami Zayn, making his way out to the ring.
This he gets was out terrible.
Now when you say terrible, do you mean terrible you didn't like it, or terrible because like holy shit, this was uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay.
It was uncomfortable.
So here we go. This might have been my favorite non-wrestling segment.
Whoa.
Holy shit, CJ! Hi, CJ.
Go ahead, caller.
Random Canadian decided to come in and offer his thoughts. I'd been watching. I'd been watching the YouTube show. I'm still catching up, but I needed to hop on, and I'm sorry if I missed the chance just with the way my internet's been working lately. But the segment with Carlito and the Judgment Day, them incorporating Miz and R-Truth into that segment, I have to now demand an answer as to why the Miz and R-Truth don't have their own goddamn side plates. That pisses me off. It's been since WrestleMania. Jade and Bianca have their own side plates now, and they won. Yeah. So there is absolutely zero excuse for them not having their own.
That's an absolutely astute observation, because I hate that as well. They look like they're walking around with replicas, like they're not really champions.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. Like that's why I was expecting. They had the Judgment Day challenging them a few weeks ago, Finn and JD. I was half anticipating that they were going to win, just so they wouldn't have to make custom plates for Miz and Truth. But that is like unacceptable at this point. Like we're into June now, full 2 months. Come on, what the hell?
Yeah.
I have to look at the WWE Tag Team Championships now to see if Austin Theory and Grayson Waller have one.
They do. I'm almost
certain they do. That's insane, because they look like they're about to break up already.
And they have a cool looking belt, if we're being honest.
They do. They really do.
Yeah, they did. You're right. They
absolutely.
Won the same night. It was the same night.
I love those belts so much.
That's
great.
Just
look like they match. Old school shape. It's fantastic.
same fucking match. Hey, you know what's messed up? They have side plates for each man already. You can literally just put one R-Truth on one side and one Miz on the other side, and it would still be a better thing than what the fuck they have going on.
It's not
exactly.
Not
great. Like, does Truth even have side plates though? Like the 24/7 title never had side plates, so I don't think he ever got his.
Wow, Mac actually makes a point. It makes me think they're just ribbing the Miz over and over again.
Miz only had it for like a week and a half though too.
Oh, that's very good.
Oh, I'm feeling good. Thanks, Mac. I'm sorry for bailing on SmackDown the other night. The technical difficulties plus not feeling too great was what led to me bailing early. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to vent my frustration. I'm still watching Raw right now.
Right on.
I just got home from work at like 9:45, so I'm gonna get back to watching Breaker versus Ricochet, and I will see Tyler, John. I will see you guys tomorrow night for the NXT Rewind. Caesar, always a pleasure, and I look forward to jumping on the Raw Rewind full time for the summer at least, starting next week.
Hell yeah! All
That's
right.
wonderful.
We're gonna get champagne in here to celebrate.
All right.
I love it.
Make sure
see you tomorrow night, TJ.
It's some BC sparkling wine.
This is great. Dirty Radio is a wonderful place where you can jump on midstream and be like, hold the fuck on because those side plays stink.
If I wasn't so egregiously offended by it, I would have let it slide. But I've also been meaning to bring that up for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Also, things that meaning to bring up for the last couple of weeks. Fucking get Dijak on the air. My God, like you draft the guy off TV and then
he's the new Odyssey Jones, man. He's the new Odyssey Jones.
Odyssey Jones is still Odyssey Jones.
That's hilarious. How did you get drafted into the sidelines?
Skillfully. Supplemental draft.
His contract's up pretty soon,
too,
right?
And they're not giving him any reason to resign. They want him gone.
Oh my God.
They are dijaculating him right out of the company.
Oh wow. Oh goodness. Oh, he's gone.
That's not so again.
I gotta get out of here before I get something in my eye.
I'm gonna hop off too.
Bye, CJ. We'll see you
Everyone's just running away as you mentioned Jack.
Right. So we're gonna talk about this incredibly uncomfortable drafted into a hot ham and cheese.
Sounds pretty good right now.
It really does, actually, man. I had some fish and chips for dinner, not the point. So Sammy comes out and he wants to talk about the Alpha Academy situation.
And we all do.
And they come out, sans Chad Gable. So we have Maxine, Tozawa, and Otis coming out. And I said this a couple weeks ago. You know, Maxine, for everything she can't do in the ring, she is doing it in spades as a character right now. Yeah. She is playing this hurt, belittled, abused, put upon character so well. It makes me sad. It actually, like I said, these segments get a little uncomfortable to watch. And
a little
WWE is doing an abusive relationship angle. And they're doing it in a nuanced, layered way, and in a way that you really wouldn't expect them to do. But they're pulling it off beautifully. And this has become one of my favorite angles on Raw again, and it makes me uncomfortable. Especially, I mean, Chad Gable, I said this on Facebook, but I fucking love Chad Gable.
Do we have any word about his situation yet?
Not yet. He has not resigned as far as anyone's found out.
I would imagine that they are confident that he will, because they just booked him in a match for 2 weeks from now. And if his contract really expires Friday, then they must have already signed something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did want to say, who the hell is styling Maxine? They're a saint. There's no one else on the roster who's dressing like she has to be styling herself. I think
she is.
She has to be coming from home with this because she is head and shoulders above anything else that's walking through those curtains. Kudos.
Yep. And it's different. She has different, uniquely put together outfits on a week-to-week basis. Like
In wrestling boots. She styled that around a pair of wrestling boots.
That's freaking skills right there.
It's ridiculous, but it looks so good.
Well, and I wonder if part of that too is if like she would lean that over heels because she's so tall. Like, you know what I mean? She's already the height. What?
How tall is she?
I'm not sure, but she's like the. I don't know if I'm going to get
social.
She's the tallest member of Alpha Academy.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. Let's see. She is 5'9" according to the Google, which makes her an inch taller than me.
She's shorter than me.
Oh well, aren't you nice being over 5'8"?
Woo!
Flat-footed too. Look at you, just over there, fucking big show.
Big hair and tall. Let's go.
But so she comes out and says that Chad claims that Sammy's not worth his time unless he's going to give him his IC title match.
Here's a message.
And she has a written message, and she basically says the insults that Chad would have said. Again, just sad, just very, very uncomfortable. Just all of them just seem so put up on and just so belittled and abused. And Sammy's trying to pull him out, but they can't see it yet. They're still in that "I love him" stage,
Damn it, Mac. What I was gonna say is, like, do we see them eventually turning on him? Maybe the people.
Oh God, yes, yeah.
Or not, sorry. PLE. Don't cancel me. PLE.
Shout out to my buddy Dave in West Virginia. But he had said that he's comparing this to how they built up Virgil against the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
Ooh.
And the only thing is, I think this is going to go a lot better for Otis than it went for Virgil. I think Otis can actually be a long-term star coming out of this angle. It obviously did not happen that way for Virgil / Vincent. But the crowd's going to pop like wild when they eventually fully turn. I mean, they're already like getting that massive swell when it looks like they're going to stand up to him.
Maybe that's why they're not pulling the trigger just yet.
No, they let us go. I would like them to try to pull this out to SummerSlam if they could.
Money in the Bank. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but I guess we are starting to lean towards Money in the Bank right now. It got mentioned.
Well, Clash is like 2 weeks, I think, and then Money in the Bank next month, and then SummerSlam's later down the road. I'm saying Money in the Bank. It's the turn happens maybe sooner, but yeah, it's hella uncomfortable. I've watched it. Like was it last week? The whole belt thing that was just.
Oh yeah, like I said, like this. Chad Gable isn't just a heel right now. Like he's not like, oh, it's fun to be a heel. Look at me, I'm so cool. Yeah. He's fucking despicable. He's gross. He's mean. He's cruel. He's disgusting. And I love Chad Gable. But like, holy hell, man. But like Chad, obviously, a little bit of a setup, jumps the hero, the face, the good guy, Sami Zayn. And this led to a series of kind of comebacks for Sami with Alpha Academy interplaying in there. Maxine gets hurt. Tozawa gets hurt. Otis
just throws hands.
Fighting with turmoil. He ends up slamming Zayn. Maxine was forced onto her knees to beg. Like, so this is just, it's very well done, but very, very uncomfortable. And like, you're just really chomping at the bit to see that swarmy asshole, Chad Gable, get his ass kicked. And again, beautiful moment there. Very like, the ultimate bodyguard moment. Otis carrying his friends away to safety. Just
part of me was thinking that he was gonna like put them down at the top of the ramp and then go back and throw hands. Honestly,
I could have seen that. And again, it would have been big, but they still got more they can get out of this.
Oh, yeah. I have a concern though. My main concern with this Otis thing is that they'll separate him from Chad Gable and he'll get the big pop and it'll be a big moment, but they'll relegate him to doing tag work with Tozawa, with Maxine as a manager, and that's not an act that is going to go places. As a matter of fact, that act is going to go nowhere. If they could figure out a way to just have Maxine and Tozawa be his dual managers and just let him run roughshod over the roster on his way to like the mid-card championship, whichever US or IC title they feel, that would be such a great thing for Otis. My thing with this storyline is that I don't believe it was designed to put over Otis. I think at some point they realized, oh shit, we can do this cool thing with Otis, and I'm worried that there's no follow-up. So again, being a big old Otis fan, I'd really like to see them take this all the way and see him be the star coming out of this, but it's kind of clear that this is built for Chad Gable. Again.
I think it can be pulled off where they both come out just really shining out of this. But you're right. I don't think the plan really was to go this hard line with Otis. And there's always something to be said about shifting an angle, allowing the audience to organically get someone over. But there's another edge to that blade, in that, sometimes doing that, making those adjustments can hurt the direction, can kind of maybe distort what they had planned for it, after and whatnot. But we'll see what they do with it. Like I said, Otis is fucking getting popped right now, though.
It's great.
It would be. He's got the reaction that he got when it looked like he would even say something to Chad Gable. It was insane tonight. I would love to see them actually do something, because he's not even like, sometimes this will happen with a smaller guy, and you'll be like, well, man, this is really cool, but they're never gonna push him. But then look at Otis, man. That could be a heavyweight champion. Yeah. There's no reason on earth why this big motherfucker can't be pushed afterwards. And of course, like you said, it fits. The only concern is that, in the past, history says maybe not.
Talking about like things with this angle too that were like more nuanced, and I don't know if this was intentional, but did anybody else notice when he slammed Sami Zayn, it almost looked like he set him down slightly gentler than he normally would. Like he almost like tempered the slam as he was going down with it. Like he was trying not to hurt him as badly as he would. Just, I don't know if that was something that was done on purpose or if it was just, kind of a mistake of the bump. But if it was on purpose,
he just kind of like, I don't know if it was meant to drop him slower, but it was certainly meant to do something that he didn't want to do, because he like drops him and like gets right off him, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I didn't want to do this. For sure. I saw what you saw.
But I think they're doing great work here. So this led to the backstage where Gable approached Maxine, Tozawa, and Otis, and he just very, very happily, enthusiastically praised them. Maxine for faking an injury to get Sammy's sympathy, but she's like, no, it really hurts. He said basically the same thing to Tozawa, and he told Otis that he's so proud of him. He's always been his number one guy. Planted a kiss on him, not like the Liv Morgan kiss to Dom, slightly different. And said that they're going to accomplish the goal at Clash at the Castle and win his Intercontinental Championship. Well, not my, his being, you get it. But that's going to take us into our next match. Right before the match, we did have a little refresher clip with Bron Breakker and Dragunov. The spear that happened backstage when Ricochet pushed Dragunov out of the way. And that will lead us into... Did I skip a segment? I did skip a segment. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, John. The pictures help sometimes. There's a lot of things that happen in 3 hours. So, yes, we are backstage with Adam Pearce and Bron Breakker in Pearce's office.
That has a door.
That has a door and a ceiling.
Decent ceiling.
And some art. Some art on the wall.
Back to the segment.
But Braun gave Adam Pearce some acknowledgement, some props for actually giving him some real competition tonight.
Yeah, he said that.
It's a great moment where he's like, "That's your champion. I'll beat the crap out of all of them." I'm like, what is he talking? You never see someone walk into the room and also awkwardly watch the TV with them. I thought that was interesting.
Wait, I just thought about that. Oh my god.
They both, because he's watching the TV at the awkward angle, and then Bron comes in at an even more awkward angle, and he's supposedly also watching the TV. But it's impossible for either of them to be seeing what's on the screen.
I don't know why they do that. It is such like a long-running trope in professional wrestling. Watching a screen at like a 45-degree angle. Yeah, but so yeah, so
now?
Bron again, yeah, right. Bron again bringing up that he was not in the King of the Ring tournament and that he is angry and that Adam Pearce will continue to pay for this egregious mistake. And then was the back to the segment with mixed my things up, y'all.
I know, I'm looking at my notes right now while you're talking about it.
My apologies. But that will take us into Ricochet versus Braun Breaker.
Sucked.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, as John pointed out, who gave Braun the jobber music? It was Def Rebel.
Def Rebel.
Yeah, awful. He needs. Yeah, that's the picture when we heard the music. That was it right there. But solid match. Braun picks up the win here in 8 minutes. Pretty much runs Ricochet over. Caesar, man, what'd you think of this match tonight?
There were times in this match where Braun reminded me of that friend who's like not really good at the game and who kept hitting like the taunt button. Like he would do a move on Ricochet and then look at the crowd and like, oh, look at me, guys. I was like, why do you keep doing that?
Getting that spirit meter up, man.
Yeah, gotta fill it. And then hit was like right bumper or some shit. I don't know. I don't play the wrestling game anymore. Match itself, I'd say it was good for what it was serving. And I'm a big fan of Braun's spears. Holy shit. Those look brutal.
Actually looks like it's damaging somebody.
It doesn't look it's not like a Roman spear. It's not like a J spear. It's an actual spear where it looks like he's gonna kill you or break you in half.
Well, it probably is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why Ricochet actually taped his ribs up before the match. He knew he was going to have to take that spear.
I'm going to die.
It was his protection. Yeah, it's a brutal looking spear, and Braun is so damn quick. They bring it up all the time.
It looks like he's going to literally crush you when he does that spear.
Yeah, his mannerisms and facial expressions during a match, I think, are really, really good. He really is like just an apex predator. Sorry, Randy Orton. Yeah, right. But he really is, man. Like the way his head swivels around, like I almost feel like he can just move, like he can move his eyes independently of one another, but still see what he's seeing with each one and perceive it. Like it's wild. And they would do that. Like even when he was trying to find Ricochet would flip over top of him and kind of like look left to right real quick trying to find him.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. It's very frantic, and it's just he emotes just a frantic anger, and I think it's great. Braun's awesome. Like I've been saying that for a while. He was awesome in NXT. He's going to be awesome on the main roster.
And like I said last week, when he comes to the show, if he's going to crush somebody, do it in different places in the arena. Never the same one over and over.
I do have to point out, this is funny, but to me anyway, maybe slightly problematic to others.
Oh no!
I thought that I think that the segments between Ilya and Ricochet are so homoerotic. There's no heterosexual explanation for the amount for the interactions that they've been having the past few weeks. Like,
Samantha's upset.
Hey, bro, I believe in you, man. But, we're gonna fight one day, right? Like we're gonna fight, right? We're gonna fuck you up, man. Like get the fuck out of here, guy. Like. Take him on a date if you're gonna take him on a date.
Ask Samantha first.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I want to say that there's nothing wrong with that at all. But they're in love, and I'll hear nothing else.
I believe in miracles.
I think you might be right, though. That they are very. They've got a relationship. They're close.
Samantha's officially gonna be upset about our conversation.
That's why she was making that face. She saw those backstage.
Can you put that face up again? There you go.
She saw that backstage segment.
She's like,
although I don't think it's quite as erotic as Big Bronson Reed informing folks that his body is a weapon.
Body is a wonderland.
Well, body is a weapon.
Go to commercial.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bron does that.
Yeah, but they're doing a really good job, I think, of amplifying Bron Breaker's
My chest
strengths
hurts.
right now, which is good. They're doing a good job with him, building him up. So I'm hoping by the end of the summer he'll be a pretty big star for the Raw.
I have one topic I want to bring up, but it's not until the next match. I'm trying to make sure I got it right.
All right.
After the match, actually.
Well,
so
before this next match, backstage we had fax match. Boof. We had Rey Mysterio talking to Dragon Lee, trying to pick him up after
literally pick him up.
Yeah, literally, right? And he said that he'll deliver a message to Priest later. The Judgment Day don't run Raw.
Yeah, they don't have a door or a roof.
And again, I'm just glad that the LWO got through a segment backstage without getting attacked. So that's that.
They had Selena Vega. That's why she's the muscle.
Next, we had a segment, the weekly use of Pat McAfee's "I can draw on the screen" thing.
I'll be honest. I had my TV muted during that segment. I turned it on at times.
This is the one time it actually brought up a significant plot development.
I was making dinner, okay?
It's funny this time, too. Like, he's talking about Dom's line of sight being out, to the left and the right, and him not wanting to lock eyes, and it was good. This is one of the better ones that they did.
The smile, I was like, "Oh shit!" I actually didn't see that.
No, I know.
Like when that happened, understood. They were playing that that was a great segment there. They should have replayed Liv the way she exited to, like, she aimed her ass to Dominik, like, over here. Like, this is crazy.
And again, he's just like,
I can't look at this.
On the outside, he's like, on the inside, he's like, hell yeah.
The blood flows where the blood flows. You can't exactly help that, my friend.
That's why he wears a t-shirt on his waist. Huh?
That's actually a great point. Good point.
It's to hide the point, actually.
It's to hide the point and sell merch. Maybe I should wear a shirt on my waist too when I walk around downtown. Just radio.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But before our next match, we had Jackie Redmond was interviewing Kiana James backstage. She's saying that she's been taking her time getting acclimated on the main roster, and want to give a big thank you to Adam Pearce for giving her the guidance that she needed in this part of her journey. And she said that if she can beat Natalya tonight, that would be the absolute perfect first step in rising to the top of the women's Raw roster. And she said that she'll prove that she is, in fact, the 1%, which...
Don't say it. Don't say the term. I hate that term she said on the show tonight.
What term is that, Caesar?
The boat.
You don't like that they call Natty the boat? You don't like that?
I'm used to hearing the term the goat. That's why.
Well,
you hear the boat.
She doesn't want to call herself the goat. She's the boat, as in motor.
I had to. But anyways.
Diet Coke.
Soda pop.
But that's going to take us into Natalya taking on Kiana James in Kiana's main roster debut. James picks up the win here in just about 3 minutes via the 401k.
I had a power outage, gentlemen.
What? Whoa, shit!
He's on camera.
I want to apologize to my mom and my dad. I'm so scared right now.
Please.
I'm in the trunk of my car.
No, I apologize for leaving that graphic up. I jumped in here. We're actually blacked out in solidarity to get Bron Breakker into the King of the Ring. Are we too late? Or
it's over. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit.
It already happened.
Damn it. Get out of your way. I'll try to run the show from my phone until I can figure out what's going on.
Oh, Jesus.
Someone flipped
live, guys. This is what happens when you watch live.
Someone flipped the breaker.
Oh! They flipped the breaker. Damn it, Caesar.
Got me! Anyways.
That was good. But real quick win. I would have liked to see this kind of more time. I mean, the audience was flipping dead. But, it was a solid match for what it was for 3 minutes.
I don't know. I'm still trying to learn how this Kiana James chicks works before I actually make an opinion. Besides, the boat.
Her character is kind of that I'm, rich. I don't know. They'll have to find her niche here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like the little animated helicopter bit they do for her entrance. I liked it at NXT. I thought it worked well in that scope. I don't know if it works as well on the main roster.
I don't think so. They'll have to figure out something like you said. But
we'll go backstage once again. Kathy Kelly interviewing New Day. And they've talked about how long they've been successful. And they are starting their New Day Rocks chant. Karrion Kross approached and said how much he loves that. Loves the chant. It's just a shame that it doesn't hit like it used to because positivity is dead.
I hate that he's actually just there. Not as much as Cody does, but
yeah. Positivity is dead. But Kofi hopped away and Kross told Xavier that after tonight he won't have to follow Kofi around anymore. And he also stated that, he said, Kofi before walking away said something along the lines of like, oh, the chant doesn't hit like it used to.
Yeah.
But we do. But Karrion Kross won't find that out because Karrion Kross doesn't bump. So he won't know how New Day hits.
He just shows up and acts like a creepy weirdo in the background.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't get
it. So in one of my favorite kind of potentially missed moments this evening.
Here it is.
As Natty was walking backstage.
Oh, this.
Sonya Deville approached her and asked if she wanted to talk. And she said, yeah, I want to talk. Enough is enough and it's time for a change. And then Sonya just kind of walked away. But that was thrown in there. Like that's how why? They can't have done that without purpose, for God's sakes. You're not going to drop Owen Hart's line. I don't know what it means. I posited that on the Facebook as well to see what folks thought they might think that means going forward. But
what are the odds that has to do with her contract coming up?
Which her contract is up very soon, right? End of the month.
I think it's like this week or something like that.
Oh,
is it the end of the month? It's crazy. It is very close.
Yeah, So I mean, who knows? Who knows what that means? But I say it a lot, but we'll see what the future holds. But to me, it was not a wasted line, and it was not something to be thrown away.
What's it called? A cliffhanger till next week, possibly.
Yeah. But they did move on from it very quickly. That's why it was kind of almost a blink and you miss it kind of thing. But Sonya kind of moved her attention over to Zoe Stark and her old friend, but not friend any longer, I suppose, Shayna Baszler. And they again just kind of shut her down, saying they don't care what she has to say. And they're going to show Jade and Belair who the top team are.
But did you see it in the background though?
No, what I missed.
You didn't see it in the background? You didn't see what's in the background. For a few different segments tonight, you had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn or whatever hanging out in the background of like a different. Yeah, see, there's one. Is early in the night with that one, and then
I saw them. I don't think I realized it was them though. But you're right. That would set
Mr.
up
NXT doesn't realize that.
Hey, they've been on the main roster for a while. Okay.
But my point is, though, they were like, early in the show, they were back there. The Sonya Deville thing, they were back there. And later on.
They're stalking. That's,
They learned from Karrion Kross. See? Right there. Good job.
Oh, my God.
John had the picture ready.
Hell yeah, Caesar. Look at that, man. Caesar picking it up back there. Yeah.
Woo!
I think when that segment happened, I was so distracted by enough is enough and it's time for a change that.
Oh, come on! I mean, it is distracting, but I at least pulled myself together.
Let me have the reason, Caesar. Jesus,
I'm hoping that I'm right and that she just wants to go to a different brand. That'd be what I think she might want to do.
We'll see. But that's going to take us into our next match. We had Carlito taking on the living Hanna-Barbera character, Braun Strowman. Strowman picks up the win here in 2 minutes. That was how long the match went, and this match happened. Caesar, how did you find Carlito and Braun Strowman tonight?
Not even remotely surprised. Not even remotely surprised at how it went. Kind of shocked that there wasn't like a chair thrown in at the beginning of the match to like give Carlito some kind of advantage, or he didn't come out, or he didn't get Dominik Mysterio, somebody coming out later on in the match. It was just 1v1, and then Bron did work.
Yeah. And then post-match, they tried to beat down Bron, which that's a fair point. Why not just attack him outright? He's in the match. Just fucking jump him.
It's not a title match. It's a 1v1. Just go nuts.
Right, yeah. Like, the match isn't for anything. Like, what are you guys going to face a fine? Like, take him out. But yeah, so that happened. Liv involved herself again. Balor put himself between Liv and Dom. Again, like the Judgment Day segments with Liv and Dom were well done for the most part tonight.
They're living.
They are living, but yeah, I don't need to see a lot of Braun. But she stopped Braun from hurting Dom. So
well, if he touched Liv, the whole place would have exploded. So, but if Dom touched her,
or she touches Dom.
Ooh.
She's also the only reason why Judgment Day was able to take out Braun at all. Like, she's actually better for Judgment Day than anybody in Judgment Day right now.
Is that bad? I just thought of that. He's got a point. Also, you've been greeted by a visitor.
Yeah, Molly decided, I'll just kind of tilt this down real quick.
She needs her dad time.
She's a good little dog.
I know. She wants her dad time.
Yeah, she pretty much only likes me. Like I said, she's bit my wife a couple times, but
that could be a love bite.
No, it was for blood.
Ooh. Yeah, no kibble. It's for you.
Even when she's gotten mad at me and she's like nipped at me, she's never really gone that hard. But
because she knows
she's take you out. Yeah, she's a rescue, and she's still, learning and trying to come down from the abuse that she went through before.
Maybe give it a year.
Yeah, and it's been about 6 months, but I digress.
Add to the rescue.
But so leading into our next segment, we had the women's tag team champs, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, make their way to the tonight.
Question for you. I don't know how much you actually did follow. John might know this too, so I'm just going to throw this on the table. Is it the exact same song that she used in AEW, Jade's, or is it a slight remix?
It's a remix, and basically it's like it's legally distinct enough that you can say it's a different song, but
so
it's like a Jimmy Hart special.
Yeah, it's the WCW thing. Okay, so every time I hear it, it's like the Mina Shirakawa, probably killed her name right there. Her music is another theme song from over there, and John pointed it out too. That's the same one.
That's the Don Omar theme song, Kuduro.
Yeah. Sounds like Kuduro. But anyways, they showed up, the two of them, grabbed the microphones, and they were like,
and they called out the folks that invited them, which were Shayna Baszler.
They should have went out with Zoe Starks' theme. At least her theme is good.
You don't like Shayna's theme?
It just sounds so like background of like a sports game menu.
Her theme is fucking ass. Don't you remember her original theme, her NXT theme? Come on, man.
Vaguely.
A lot of the NXT themes were better. I don't know why they brought up in the main roster, but
it's that damn legality. How could you sign? Okay, but what kind of bullshit paperwork are you signing where the dude makes the music for you, and then when they leave, you can't use the music anymore? Or is it that they're so fucking disgustingly petty that they don't want to pay the residuals?
I'm going to go petty.
Go with petty for 2?
Yep, that's 2. That is 2 for Tom.
Woo! Anyways.
They call out Baszler and Zoe Stark. And, this kind of becomes the trope of, well, you want to fight, you want a match, we'll have the match right now. It's for the championship. Which, thank God, though, they actually had Adam Pearce come out and say normally he wouldn't do this, but
he was a manager.
Special. And that was good because it's like, I don't like the idea of champions. We've talked about this before, of champions being able to just hand out title shots. It doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
Because there is a line, and generally the manager, they're the ones that's making the decisions. But I like that they did that. The match went about 9 minutes and then ended in a no contest when stalkers of the night, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, attack and ruin the match. I also like that Michael Cole said a couple times on commentary how they ruined this title match. And I like that because there should be anger that a match was ruined by someone attacking for no real good reason.
Could we see a triple threat at Clash?
Probably.
Well, I mean, they later on, the two of them brought up that there's no Alba Fire or Isla Dawn at the pay-per-view, and it's in their backyard. They could. I mean, I
think they will definitely be in that match, and I would probably lean more triple threat because now Baszler and Stark obviously have an argument that their match was ruined, as it would be. Yeah,
because they showed up, they disqualified them, and now they're pissed. So,
going backstage, we had Kathy Kelly interviewing Damian Priest, who it's just getting kind of hyping up his match with Ray tonight. Didn't want to talk about that live stuff anymore. And he was approached by Drew McIntyre, making his first appearance on the show tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting how he's like, Drew showed up, and I'm not sure if you noticed, but all of a sudden you hear CM Punk over the whole arena.
Yep. And again, we've said this too. Drew McIntyre is doing a wonderful balance of keeping multiple feuds going at once.
And one of which
with a guy that's not even on TV, and being a fabulous, fabulous prick on television.
And, as good a job as Drew McIntyre is doing, I feel like Damian Priest is doing the opposite. He's not doing a good job balancing the Judgment Day ongoings and an actual feud with Drew McIntyre. Because and I shouldn't even say Damian Priest, because it's the material he's given. Like, he doesn't write this shit.
Right.
But, this whole CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Liv Morgan thing has completely overshadowed him as world champion.
Yep.
Literally, 2 stories sitting on top of him as world champion. That's fucking disgusting. That's all.
I repeatedly forgot he was Money in the Bank holder until he got in, and I repeatedly forget that he's world champion. It's not good. It's not good. And like Damian Priest is good. But that's the thing. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring.
He's a good big dude.
I don't know.
I will say
he's aight. Oh no, he's an opinion.
AIGHT.
You know how to spell it. He's like John said that on stream.
But I don't want to blame him for this, because it's not like he's not the reason why Drew's able to balance 2 better stories or much better material. Unless they're giving him bullet points to go out there, and his promos are kind of stinky and samey, yo soy el campeón. But
I said the keywords. And then he's just off the show.
But so again, just more hype in tonight's main event. So moving on, we had Jey Uso make his way down the arena steps, entering inside the arena. Looked really cool. It looks really cool every week. He cuts a promo talking about his future moving forward, and he declares his intention to enter Money in the Bank.
This is kind of a silly point I'm going to bring up, so someone might give me some flack for this. Does it seem like the crowd was doing like the yeet off tempo, and so is he, or is it just me?
That didn't catch so much. I mean, they were all doing it though.
It wasn't even that it was off tempo. It's like he's saying all the most serious things in his life. Like, last year it was a horrible time. I lost my family, my brother, and they all like, yeah.
It was civil war for the bloodline.
My family died. Yeet.
Like, I had to have my gallbladder out. Yeet.
Yeah. So background's like, wait, what? No, but when they do like the arms thing, that part as I was talking about, and then the promo, like John was saying, it was like super thorough, guys.
But they were eating him. They were eating all over the place.
Yeeting the bank.
Yeeting in the bank.
Money in the Yeet.
Yeah, he'll be in Money in the Bank, which I could potentially even see him winning it. It's hard to say, not knowing who else will be in. But
I think they should do, and I know you're a big fan of these, they should do an actual tournament to clarify or qualify. Rather than unless you want to do declaring, then let's go for declaring. But I think they should.
Yeah, again, it's not really fair that he gets to just say I'm in it and he's in it. But,
well, it's like you can say right now you want to be in it, or I could. Shit.
But we're not contracted wrestlers to Monday Night Raw.
We're back.
So I'll ask you this question.
Oh crap!
And it's a question I asked on the Facebook.
On the Facebook,
the Book of Face, and it was also asked over on the Dirt Sheet Radio Facebook page as well.
Woo! Just multiple places.
What is more over, Jey Uso as an act or his entrance?
I'm thinking his entrance, honestly.
Okay.
Like he is a main event, but when the crowd is doing their thing with like the arms and all that, and Pat McAfee's yeeting all over the place, or what do you say, yeeting himself?
Yeah,
that shit goes hard, and everyone has fun. And when he's talking, he'll be like, "Can I get a yeet?" And the whole building just goes
right.
So,
and they love it. They love it. I will say
ridiculously over.
This is not an official poll or anything by instruction imagination. This is me scrolling through comments on the post. Overwhelmingly, the majority of people seem to be saying it is the entrance between the two. There are plenty of people that say both. And Jey Uso is an incredibly talented wrestler. He's very good. But a lot of folks do seem to feel that the entrance is what's getting the reaction more than what he's doing as a wrestler.
I will say his theme is pretty bitchin' to listen to. Just walking around at work. It's cool to just like put in my earbuds, clock in for my shift, put in my earbuds, just walk to my department.
It's just me, Oos, like just all day.
Just bouncing around. I have another department boss. He'll see me walk in. He's like listening to wrestling themes, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta get myself ready to deal with people all day. So you got to do it, right?
Yeah, but it is a good entrance, and I think especially after the way he was treated at the PLEs overseas is just it was huge. But it was something I just wanted to bring up. I thought it was at least a question worth positing, as to whether or not he's good. And I think that they can get him back at the level he was at. But I mean, this might be just kind of we're waiting until Roman's back.
You're basically saying he could take like almost like a sideline for a bit, but still show up here and there. This kind of thing, right? Yeah,
I don't really know, because it's almost like if you don't really have anything for him to do right now, maybe pull back with him a little bit. Maybe not overexpose him if he doesn't have a clear-cut path at the moment. But
hell, let him come back around the same time like you said, like Roman is.
But he's also over as hell, and audiences paying tickets for live shows. They want to do that. They want to do the yeet. It's like boo and Dom. You want to boo Dom if you're going to a live event. You want to yeet if you're going to Raw.
Not all of yourself, though. Just yeet.
No.
That's Pat McAfee's weird fetish.
Yeah, only Pat can yeet all over himself. But, but we will move back to the backstage area where we had Kathy Kelly interviewing Lyra Valkyria, which I was glad about. I actually had in my notes leading into this that we hadn't seen Lyra tonight, and I was getting concerned that Lyra would not be in any segments. And I'm glad she was in one, because that's good. It's keeping her in the minds of the viewers, which to me says that they still have plans for her and that they're behind.
I could see it. I could see her being part of the Money in the Bank, just like Jay in the men's. But
and again, she did declare that she was thinking about Money in the Bank, and then attacked by the absolutely unhinged furniture throwing Io Sky.
It's table smashing, furniture throwing, and yelling. Io Sky. There we go.
Io Sky. Still angry. Still been angry for a couple weeks about her loss.
She never left the change room. She just sat in there pissed off from last week.
Angry, so angry. Like she's barely spoken to anyone. Like
not even herself.
She can't sleep. No, not even herself.
She just.
But I like this though. So obviously we will be getting another match with Lyra Valkyria.
Saw that
moving forward. But
that'd be interesting. Give them 10 minutes.
Oh yeah. I'm excited. I think they'll work a great match. I was excited for their match in the Queen of the Ring tournament, and
give them 10 minutes. Oh. Give them 10 minutes.
12, absolutely. She's great, man. Mac, I'm right there with you. Like, I think she's fantastic. I think she's got a good presentation. I like the entrance theme for her, the woo that people do on the in between of the beats. Like, she's good. She's good. She's good across the board. And again, like, she got a decent rub from Becky, which they brought up here tonight. They brought up Becky, being gone, hiatus of sorts. And it was good. I think she actually got a good rub out of that. So I see big things for Lyra, and that's not something I'm saying.
Money in the Bank.
I'm an NXT guy, possibly. Like I said, it's hard to make a hard and fast decision on who I think is going to win without seeing.
I was just talking about being in it.
Oh, and it, absolutely, I could see her winning it too, though. Lyra's awesome. But hey, the future will unfold.
You don't want to hear a weird thought I just had about Lyra? Actually,
how weird of a thought about Lyra?
Professional wrestling weird. Okay. So, because you're an NXT guy, John also knows a little. I love how he swoops in. He's like, "What are you gonna say?" So let's just say fast forward. Okay, it's Money in the Bank. Lyra's in it, and who's somebody from NXT that she was in cahoots with that could swoop in and help her? Do you think know what I'm talking about?
Well, Tatum was pretty pissy with her by the time they left, so they never really did have a full conclusion to that angle.
So wouldn't that be insane if that happened at Money in the Bank? She came out of nowhere and tried to screw her / help her, or one of the two.
I mean, she could be potentially at least main roster adjacent ready by then. I could see that.
That'd be crazy.
That would be pretty rad, though. That'd be rad.
Yeah, if you know the story, then you know the story. So it's like, ooh, that'd be kind of cool.
And of course, like Michael Cole would explain very quickly on commentary.
No, he would have just been like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeet. But that's going to take us into our next match on the card. We had the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods taking on the Authors of Pain, Toka and Akam and Razor, with Karrion Kross, Scarlett.
Not Johansson.
No, not Johansson. No, Scarlett.
Bordeaux.
Thank you. Couldn't remember her last name there for a minute. That was
technically she's not Bordeaux anymore. She's just Scarlett, apparently.
Scarlett Cross.
Crossed off.
But yeah, the whole crew there with AOP.
In the background.
For some reason, Karrion Kross shirtless. I don't know why.
It's just
Karrion Kross shirtless here.
It's just so stupid because there's like, it's like a group of friends that are taking a picture, and then he's like the dad who shows up. He's like, yeah!
But why is he shirtless? You know what?
Nobody knows.
He's shirtless and oiled up. Like,
you
know why? He's oiled up. He's oiled up so he can slip away from having to take bumps.
I was just going to say he's had some weird fetish going on. Won't wrestle, but shows up.
But, like, again, Paul Ellering, they just point him in a direction and he walks. Like, I don't know if he knows where they're at right now, but he's excited to be there.
Yeah, I'm glad to see AOP's back, but come on, give them something good to do. Not
they picked up the win in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He's the rough.
Holy shit! I understand that reference.
Jesus, nice. Thank you, David.
Oh my god, that's actually a good point.
That's a really good way of explaining. It's just awful.
It's the Axe body spray. Oh my god.
Yeah. There we go. Yep. Final Testament. Axe body spray. But yeah, it was a little bit of a new distraction finish. As Kofi did not like the way that Karrion was speaking to Woods, and then Xavier gets hit with finish and. Bada boom, bada bang. So the story continues. So maybe next week we'll see if Xavier Woods is tempted to the dark side into a
that
weird.
Sounds so bad.
People. This is so stupid. This fucking stinks. This whole thing stinks. Because
he's with Karrion Kross is awful. Every fucking thing with Karrion Kross is awful.
The worst part about this is that he's not going to join them. But even if he did. It would fucking stink. Why would you put Xavier Woods with them?
What would he do if it was
it would be so cartoony. He'd be like an over the top, like if Ben 10 went goth. Like it wouldn't. Guys, excuse me. I'm so angry. I'm hitting my inhaler right now. Just bear with me. But
his off-blue inhaler.
I'm angry that they changed the color of my inhaler.
Yeah, I remember that conversation we had.
I'm sorry about that.
Tyler's gonna go on a rant.
It was light blue my whole life, and they changed it.
That's actually really fucked up. The human mind is not meant to withstand things like that.
This kind of change is going to affect me in the outside world.
This is what Lovecraft was writing about. It really was.
Oh my god!
But yes,
so
But so Jackie Redmond caught up with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn as they were leaving the arena, and she asked why they attacked the tag champs. And they said they weren't getting the opportunity the other teams were getting, so they weren't waiting around, and they were going to take the chances instead. So
I think it's going to be a triple threat at Clash, honestly. Yeah. Honest to God. Why would they?
Wow, really?
Did they lose a bet, Mac?
I mean, so here's the thing, actually. So my first time being called a moron in reference to being the pro wrestling hipster was about Karrion Kross and how I was kind of dogging him, just saying that like he wasn't getting over what he was doing, and I don't think there was any way to rehab his character. And someone called me a moron. So there absolutely are people that, you know, and that's true. If he just did that, that's fine. Put him out on Raw every week doing that.
I just thought of that right now. My mind's broken. Holy shit.
I would like to actually see Karrion Kross and Will Sasso like have a competition amongst themselves regarding.
I'm just gonna say yes to Mac. I don't.
Oh God! Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I don't want to.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. But yeah, that's going to take us back up to tonight's main event, which we discussed at the open of the show.
I actually have a question for you.
Yes,
because I forgot to bring this up in the actual match. We're going to go back a few matches to the Bron Ricochet match. Okay. So you saw how the ending went, right? With how when Ilya Dragunov showed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing went down. Did you see a certain familiar face in the group of people right there? Do you see that one familiar person that's like got one arm on Ilya right in the middle of the frame? Do you know who that is?
I'm having a hard time telling from the picture. No, who is it?
Jason Jordan.
Oh hell yeah! I've caught him a couple times during some of these melees out there.
I thought I was tripping balls. I was like, no freaking way. Like it was. I mean, I've seen all sorts of like everybody that comes out, like the usuals, like Road Dogg, Jamie Noble, other people. And then at first I thought I was tripping balls. Then I saw it like full on view, and I was like, whoa, like been a while. So I thought I'd ask you about that before we do the megastars and jobbers.
I did not catch him there, but I have caught him on some other segments over the past, probably 6-7 months. But
it's cool they're still using him somehow.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a producer. Every once in a while you see those things leak as to who produced what segments of pay-per-views and Raws and such. And his
good shit.
Good shit. But now real quick, before we discuss our jobber of the night, because jobbers of the nights are things that they don't go over well. COLT. Oh my God. But the jobber of the night, can potentially stink up the place, could make a place just quite foul. And if that happens, then you can combat that with our good friends over at monk.com with DSR 10 promo. Get yourself some savings on there. Order some aromatherapy. Make your house smell lovely. It's summertime, guys. It's getting hot. We're sweating a lot. We're Rusty fans, and we already have a reputation for not smelling the greatest. So monk.com. Make everything smell great. I live in the Midwest, but I can make it smell like the Bahamas. It's fantastic. I'll make it smell like JBL's house.
Ooh.
Yeah, right? But
Money
that will bring us into the DSR Monday Night Raw Jobber of the Night. Caesar, my man. Who do you have, sir, as your Jobber of the Night this eve, June the 3rd?
I'm kind of torn because we brought up the one point about Karrion. Because he's dealing with just being that the guy that jumps in and just stands there,
right.
Or as you saw a minute ago, just flexing for no reason. But I kind of want to put color change. I like it. I kind of want to go with Damien because what the actual hell is going on? Like if we do like a breakdown, he's supposed to be a champion. He's supposed to be a threat. He can't even afford a roof. He has no door to the clubhouse. And the segments are garbage. So this is like a crappy version of the Fresh Prince.
Wow.
Like I don't know what. Seriously, my room at least has like 2 lights in here.
Wait, I thought that Finn was the prince.
And then, I mean, they can start calling his move the proper name, not the coup de grace.
Ugh. That always kills me that Cole puts the S on Gras. That
just
me.
breaks my brain as a Canadian because we pronounce certain words certain ways and certain times.
You mean the right way?
That's about time.
Sorry,
eh?
Who's
your jobber?
No, that's fair. That's fair. I often pick Priest. But
David agrees.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. It is, and I'm with John. I don't know how much of his own fault it is. You're only as good as the material you're given. I mean, you can kind of zhuzh it up and try to make the best out of it. Make chicken salad out of chicken shit, as they say. But it's not working out. He's not working out as champion, and he feels absolutely like a transitional champion, and I think that's what he's going to be. I mean, I kind of figure CM Punk would somehow screw Drew McIntyre out of beating Damian Priest to Clash at the Castle, but I kind of don't want them to. I'd rather see that belt on McIntyre, but we'll see what they do. But so I think that's a fair point. But I am not going with Damian Priest and myself. I am going with Karrion Kross because it's just awful. It's a stupid storyline. I don't know that it would be better or worse if he wasn't involved, but he detracts from anything he's involved in. He's not good on the mic. His delivery is bad. He doesn't even have a unique look. He looks like if you hit random on a creator wrestler 3 or 4 times, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy wearing random gear with a terrible move set that doesn't bump.
I was gonna say it looks like a knockoff wannabe member of the Judgment Day.
There you go.
Jacket.
Yeah, I mean he fits in more with that. It's bad. He's awful.
Scarlett's half there, and he's.
It's what the fuck you do, Karrion? The fuck you do, man?
It's because that match he had with Jeff Hardy a few years ago. That's why he hasn't recovered from that.
No, he hasn't. It destroyed his mystique 110%. It was
150.
Damn.
110%.
212.
212.
Yeah, 212.
Anyways, since I was first, your turn.
For the megastar of the night. My megastar this evening. Megastar of the night. Megastar in the future. It's going to one Bron Breakker with
they're going to say Strowman.
No, God, no. Strowman's become my new Ivar at this point. But it's worse because it's not just the gimmick I hate. I actually just don't want to see Braun Strowman on TV. But Bron Breakker is my megastar of the night. I am he needs a new theme. But that aside, his presentation is top notch. I just love how he's running a rough shot. He's just disobeying.
His spear is awesome.
His spear looks brutal. He's badass. He's got a great look. That Frankensteiner looks sick. He's great. And then granted, he's in there with Ricochet.
He's 20-something? He's young, right?
Yeah, he's very young. Yeah. I'm not sure what the Steiner math is on that. But
wow.
Yeah. But he looks great. They even refer to him as a dog-faced gremlin. It's great. He's going to have a big future. I think sky's the limit. Like I said earlier, I'm hopeful, but I do think that by the end of summer, he's going to be a massive star.
I was going to say the Raw roster. To David, I was going to say, he speared him so hard he went home to Samantha.
Right. She was so mad. Samantha was so angry. She looked so fucking pissed. But so my megastar of the night, the good Braun on Raw, Bron Breakker.
Das Braun.
Caesar, my good Canadian sir, who do you have as your megastar of the night?
So this one took a little while, but once I picked said individual, I was just I'm locking in. When you slam a button where it's boom, that was me. Jade Cargill, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because from the first time she was on this side of the fence, we'll call it, it seemed like she was just doing little things. And then tonight really kind of solidified that she actually can go for a bit. I'm not saying she's give me a 60-minute match with her. No. I'm saying with her and Bianca, she's definitely learning a lot.
Well, and putting her in a tag match, in a tag team, I think was a really good move. It's a smart decision for her at the time being. Like you said, she can pick up a lot from Bianca, and it can hide her shortcomings a lot more easily.
There's like I said, I'm not saying she's like top tier ready to go for everything else, but she's come a long way. Mm-hmm. On this side of the fence, she's definitely ready to do stuff. I'm not saying go for like the women's belts or anything. Tag belt wise, keep them. Stay together. Give them SummerSlam, maybe Royal Rumble. I don't know, but I'm believing in those two as a tag team, and I'm believing that Jade's going.
Yeah. And again, she looks like $1 million. They have put a lot of effort and thought into how she is presented on the main roster.
The mic skill is definitely picking up. Mm-hmm. I mean, when she was talking, she kept pulling the microphone, and she was talking about. That's what she kept doing. And I was like, "Bro, hold the microphone close." She's whipping it like Bianca's hair.
Oh, that'd make one hell of an ASMR video, just a whoosh sound. But no, I agree. She looked good, and I think this is a good role for her to be in right now as she kind of acclimates to the WWE environment. But it's good. And do you see when they do drop the titles, do you see this ending in a feud between her and Bianca, or do you think they'll just kind of split amicably and they'll both still be faces?
I don't think they'll split them right away, because if they're hot, then people are going to want to keep them around together, especially if they're selling merch as like a top women's.
Wrestlers should be allowed to have friends, even when you're not in a team or a faction, and that's something that's been a little bit different since Hunter's been, at the helm for creative, is that wrestlers have friends. Cody Rhodes has friends, and you don't have to be in a group with them or in a team, but
you just be cool with each other.
Yeah, and I love that. That's very realistic. I've got people that I might not see them every single day, but if someone was throwing punches at me, they'd probably jump in. And that's awesome. It's just very realistic. People are allowed to have friends, especially baby faces. My God, for a decade and a half, faces did not have friends. And they'd go into these situations where they're facing a numbers game that they can't possibly beat, but they don't have any friends they're bringing along, and it made them look stupid for years and years. So I props to that. But yeah. But that is our megastars of the evening. Folks, before we hop off here tonight, just a couple of things to bring up. I would like to bring up our Shopify store. Go shop DSR over at our Shopify store. Go check it out right now. Well, not right this very second. Let the show finish organically here, and then go check out Shop DSR on our Shopify store. The Major Issues Podcast.
Let's go.
Every single Thursday. Check it out. They are running a myriad of topics dealing with comic books and pop culture. Anime is over, folks. We are in June. So head over there and be sure to tune in this Thursday and download and give that a listen. Also, over on YouTube, the Cold Case Project. If you are into true crime and the unsolved side of life, get your ass over to YouTube and check out the Cold Case Project. Fantastic stuff. My wife loves the true crime. She's a big fan, so go check that out. I feel like I'm missing something.
Delphin Podcast.
Delphin, thank you. Yeah! And that is why we have teams here, folks, at DSR. But yes, as Caesar said, Delphin Pod, available everywhere. The original podcast home for Dirt Sheet Radio. A variety of podcasts covering a range of topics. Go check them out. And right there, nestled in the center, the pro wrestling nougat that is Dirt Sheet Radio. Gentlemen, ladies, everyone watching, I'd like to remind you again to tune in every night of the week as we go live and break down
Monday
Night Raw. We're here doing Raw. Tuesday nights, we're breaking down NXT. Wednesday nights, we've got Dynamite coverage coming at you live.
Yes!
Thursday nights, It is TNA Impact. Look at that logo up there.
Oh, that's sexy.
The not forbidden door, what are we calling it? The prohibited portal has been opened. And then also on Friday nights, we have, of course, SmackDown, the all-new DSR SmackDown Rewind.
That's a nice logo.
As was launched. It is lovely. It's so always tune in for those. And of course, we're here for PLEs on the weekends. Oh, and as announced last week, coming here near the end of the month will be CJ and Tyler's Level Up Adventure, where CJ and I will be breaking down and talking NXT Level Up, the stars of tomorrow, today. So we'll have a good time with that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Real just bright, colorful, positive pop culture. The 3NT podcast every single Sunday. Check it out. The guys are always putting on good shows. Again, guys, we can't stress enough. We've got shows coming at you every day of the week through Dirt Sheet Radio, and we appreciate that you guys tune in. Oh my God, Kurt, thank you, Mac. It's a lot. I need to have a better rundown in my notes of all the things we need to plug, guys. I'm trying to get better about it. It's a work in progress.
Put himself over. Don't you fucking let him put himself over. He's lying.
Mac would never like stretch the truth or fabricate anything.
No. Never.
Never. But yeah, folks, but we are here. We appreciate that you tune in live, folks. I will be back tomorrow night with CJ breaking in NXT, as we said. But Lego Hedwig for life. Yeah, actually, you can't see it on mine, but CJ and I are Lego Hedwig brothers in that way. I've got one up there. Sometimes the cats.
They sent it to each other.
No, we did not.
Mac,
and now John and Mac are arguing in the comments. But the folks, thank you again so much for tuning in live and watching us on delay. We appreciate all of your subscriptions. Thank you so much, guys. We will be back tomorrow night with more live coverage for pro wrestling. We'll see you then. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Yeet.